Hey guys, welcome back to Life on Purpose. I don't know if you noticed, I have a new microphone here, and so I'm really hoping that the sound is going to be better because I've been trying to do it over the last month here, and it just isn't working with my Rode mic. So we've got a new mic and hoping that it sounds great. So here we go, episode 6 on Life on Purpose. These episodes are all about fine-tuning our body, mind, soul, and spirit to be better equipped to do the good works that God has planned for us long ago. Today, we are back on the body. Last time we talked about the body, we talked about considering removing some of the things to get healthier, and I'm spilling the beans on 5 simple things that I added to my life to start getting healthier. Spoiler alert, none of them involve kale smoothies that taste like lawn clippings or running marathons while crying. Just real, doable stuff that even I can stick to. Ready? Let's do this. Okay, we're going to get right into this with number 1, strength training with dumbbells, because muscles aren't just for superheroes. The motto I have taken up for my physical health is, I don't want to be the youngest person in the nursing home. I want to be the oldest person in the gym. If anyone's good at sewing, I need this cross-stitched on a pillow, because I need a reminder. So for me, this means lifting, and specifically dumbbells. Now, I'm not trying to be the next Wonder Woman, though that would be cool, and I kind of want to be that for Halloween. But building muscle as a woman is like having a sacred weapon for long-term health. If you have heard of Dr. Peter Attia, he wrote this book called Outlive. The whole thing isn't focusing on really increasing your lifespan, but increasing your health span so that the years you do have on this earth are healthier and as a result, more fulfilling. I mean, you could live to be 90, but if you're stuck in a wheelchair in a nursing home from age 70 to 90, what kind of quality of life is that really? But if you are going to live to 90, don't you want those last 20 years of your life to be vibrant, where you're still out doing things, being with friends, being with family, being effective for the kingdom? Don't you want to be having that kind of energy to actually live rather than just exist? Research shows that as we age, we lose muscle faster and faster. That is especially true for women. Yay! When we go through perimenopause and menopause, which can start as early as your late 30s, thanks, Perry. When we go through menopause, that muscle depletion starts to increase at a more rapid rate. Dr. Attia says if you want to be able to lift 30 pounds when you're 80, like picking up your grandchildren or being able to put your luggage in the overhead compartment on a plane, you have to be able to lift 50 pounds at 50, because naturally as you age, you're going to lose muscle. Even if you are attempting to sustain and retain it, naturally as we age, we're going to lose it. We have to fight that as much as we can by really heavy lifting. It's never too late to start, but the earlier you can get going, the more benefit you're going to have. So basically, I'm investing in my future self's ability to say, hold my cookies, I got this. Plus, lifting weights means that I get to feel strong, empowered, and independent for as long as I possibly can. And no, muscles won't make you bulky unless you start bench pressing a car. Start with light weights and increase over time. There are tons of free workouts on YouTube for women lifting, and they're of all skill levels, so you can pick one and then increase as you go. There are also these adjustable weights with foam grips that makes it easier gripping on your hands. But more importantly for me, they're really compact so that they don't take up a lot of space either in your home or when you're working out. Because some of the movements that I do, we've got these really big, bulky ones that my husband uses that are adjustable, but they're giant and they're kind of clanging together as I'm trying to do certain movements, and it's just too bulky for me at the size that I'm at. So I'll link the ones that I'm speaking of in the description below. They are an investment, about a couple $100s, but they are definitely worth it. Number 2, my Whoop watch. This is my Whoop watch. It's my wrist's new BFF. And this little gadget tracks everything: exercise, sleep, stress, recovery. It's like having a tiny personal trainer and life coach on my wrist, except it doesn't yell at me, which is a plus. Or maybe it's a minus. The Whoop tells me when I'm crushing it and when I'm basically a stressed out potato that needs a nap. Is that a thing? It's been super eye-opening and, quite frankly, a bit annoying. It turns out that binge-watching Netflix in bed doesn't count as restorative sleep. Who knew? It also showed me that eating later at night, eating sugar at night, or drinking any alcohol whatsoever will cause me to have a bad night of sleep. That sucks. Maybe I should throw this thing out. But at least I'm armed with data to make smarter choices, like when not to grab the snack and hit the gym instead, or maybe hit the couch for a rest day. The point is, we improve what we measure. If we don't measure what we're eating, what we're doing, or track anything, we won't even know what needs changing, and we won't know how far we've gone down the wrong path. Typically, what we don't measure starts to decline. So we need to start measuring our habits and how it is affecting our physical bodies. And the Whoop Watch is a great way to do it. There's also an Oura ring I see everybody wearing. I'm not 100% familiar with all the features. It's not as comprehensive as the Whoop Watch from what I'm told, but it does track your sleep and different things like that. So if you'd rather not wear it, and we call it a watch, it's not even a watch. There's no time telling on it at all. It's a Whoop band. But just like the Oura ring's not really going to tell you anything about the time, it is going to tell you different things about your habits, and this is a good one, or the Oura ring. Okay, number 3, pickleball. Because running is overrated. I usually tell people if I'm running, someone's chasing me. I hate running. I literally hate running. And everyone who loves it. No, I just hate running. But I also get bored with doing the same cardio over and over again, except for pickleball. It is so addicting and fun. If you haven't tried it or you've been living under a rock, imagine tennis and ping pong had a baby and add a dash of, I'm not sure if I'm exercising or just having fun. It's aerobic, heart healthy, done in community, and best of all, it gets me moving without making me feel like I'm training for the Olympics. Plus, sitting is the new silent killer, and I'm not ready to meet my demise on the couch. Sitting for more than 6 hours a day causes increased risk for cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, weight gain and abdominal fat, cancer, especially colon, lung, and uterine cancer. It reduces brain blood flow, higher dementia risk, and early death, and up to 40% higher risk of overall early mortality from sitting more than 6 hours a day. Pickleball keeps me in motion, laughing, and occasionally wildly missing the ball, which I blame on the donut hole that's in my racket. But hey, it's all part of the workout. I love playing it. I'm not great, but I'm working on it. And if anyone lives in North Texas and wants to play, hit me up. Number 4, protein first, because life's too short for empty calories. I started prioritizing protein. I know everyone's doing that, but I eat protein first at every meal. This is something my nutritionist has taught me. Eat all the protein on your plate first. Carbs tend to want to steal the show. And you know why? Because they taste great. That's why. But if you eat all the protein first and you get that kind of out of the way, it's actually going to start to make you feel full so that you eat less of the carbs. So it's protein first, then your non-starchy vegetables, then maybe fruit, and then dessert if you're even hungry at that point. And if fruit can be your dessert, that's even better. When you eat that protein first, it keeps your muscles happy, gets you feeling full, and gets the macros in that you need. And when I feel full, I eat less crap. Also, I have to chew more slowly, not because I'm suddenly a fancy food critic, but because slow eating improves digestion and stops me from inhaling my food like a vacuum cleaner. I don't really do that, but my husband does. I hope he's not watching. It turns out savoring my meal means I actually enjoy it, and I don't end up regretting the slice of cake most of the time. Finally, number 5, the air fryer. It's the kitchen's new MVP. I bought a Breville Air Fryer Pro. It's like the Swiss Army knife of kitchen gadgets. It's bulky. Yes, it's bulky, but it's worth every inch of counter space. It fits a 9x13 pan and can roast, air fry, broil, dehydrate, slow cook, toast. Basically, it does everything except tuck me in at night. Eating healthy food suddenly tastes amazing, which is a game changer. I'll link the one that I have in the description. I got this one because I have a family, and the regular size ones are way too small for any family of more than 2 people. We would end up having to eat in shifts, and as a family, we prioritized trying to eat together, and it just wasn't working for us anymore. I had an air fryer, I liked it, we used it, but not really for meals at night. Plus, my son broke the handle on the last one, and I was forced to buy a better one. Forced. Also, I started eating organic fruits and vegetables. It turns out organic isn't just a way of them charging us more. I literally used to think that. But it really does make a difference in the chemicals and pesticides that we are not putting into our bodies, and it tastes a lot better. You can tell the difference. And quite frankly, some vegetables need all the help they can get. So if organic ones taste better, then I'm all for that. Also, I stopped eating enriched flour, which is basically every bit of flour that Americans consume unless you're using your own flour. It turns out that American flour is like the evil twin of European flour. It's less healthy, more processed, and has been sprayed with folic acid, which is not found at all in nature. It's not folate, it's folic acid that is only man-made, and it's sprayed on all of our flour and rice, for the most part. Do a deep dive on folic acid being sprayed on all our flour and rice, and you'll want to switch too. Who knew that bread could be so complicated? King Arthur brand has a flour that has not been enriched since 2020, and it's a good option that's widely available in stores, so you can find that. Also, einkorn flour is great. It's an ancient grain that hasn't been altered or modified and processed into something that's more lab than nature. It does taste a little different than your bleached all-purpose white flour. It tastes more like whole wheat, whole grain stuff, which is better for you, but if you're used to Wonder Bread, it's going to take some adjusting. There's literally a bird trying to get in and is pecking at the window. I think it sees itself and is having a fight. Have you ever had a fight with yourself? That's what this bird is doing right now. Seriously. So there you have it. 5 simple things I added to my life to get healthier. If you want to start your journey, just pick one, have fun with it, and remember, health isn't about perfection, it's about progress. You don't have to change everything overnight. Just pick one thing that you thought you could do and insert that. Maybe a little pickleball-induced laughter is just what the doctor ordered. Before we wrap up, I want to remember the why behind why we are doing all of these healthy habits. Staying physically healthy isn't just about looking good or keeping up with pickleball champions, although that's fun. It's about being ready to say yes when Jesus calls us to serve. Our bodies are tools for his work, and the healthier we are, the more available we are to do whatever he asks us to do. Why do we serve Jesus? Because we love him and because he promises rewards for the things we do while done in the body. The Bible says, "For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ, so that each one may receive what is due for what he has done in the body, whether good or evil." That's 2 Corinthians 5:10. If you have not listened or watched the episode on heaven, I highly recommend going back and getting clear on the why behind what we are trying to do. If you have questions about health or exercise, don't ask me. I'm not a professional. I'm just kidding. Well, I'm not a professional, but I have tried almost all diets known to man and almost all exercise plans except running. So feel free to leave a question in the comments below or tell us what's working for you. We can all use some really great ideas. I hope you'll subscribe and like this episode and share it with another woman who you think might benefit from joining our tribe. So as you're lifting something heavy like dumbbells or at least a grocery bag full of organic food, tracking your steps, or savoring those air-fried veggies, remember, it's all part of saying yes to Jesus, loving him through our actions, and looking forward to the rewards he has promised for faithful service. Let's keep our hearts and our bodies ready for whatever he calls us to do. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you next week.